Take two. What is up with it? Welcome to Melee It On Me Season 5, Episode 4. Today is the day before Super Smash Bros. For Wii U hits stores everywhere. What is up to the Melee It On Me team? How did this day arrive already?
Yeah.
Are you
Best-
ready for it?
Yeah.
Do you have a pre-order and everything or what?
I'm old school.
Atrioc's picking it up for the Twitch office. He's gonna go to
yeah.
GameStop and get because you need the controller accessory, right?
Yeah.
So, and I couldn't find it on Amazon, so it feels like worthless to pre-order it from not a real store.
So
Yeah.
what I've heard is that the physical stores are having trouble getting it in adequate supply, but the online shipping orders are still making it through. So I don't know. I don't even know. I'm going to listen to the reports from people who went to the midnight thing and see if there's still hope for me to go tomorrow morning. But if there's no GameCube adapter, I'm just waiting until there is one to actually buy it.
If there's no GameCube adapter, that's like, ouch.
Yeah.
I'm old school. Just hard copy. I don't know what this downloading digital copy thing is, but it scares me. I want that hard copy. So yeah, I just ordered it online, and it should be here, according to Amazon, by the time I get back from work tomorrow. So, and that'll be very adequate for my needs.
Pretty excited. What a day tomorrow will be.
How about you, Tafo?
Tafo, weigh in.
I was gonna buy it online or buy it and send it digital download, but then I realized that my Wii U is full and I can't do that, and I didn't do it pre-order.
No.
You have one of those 8 gig versions?
No, I bought like 2 games on it, and it's like a 32 gig, and like when you have like it only fits 3 games, so digital downloads are like terrible.
Wait, are you serious?
That's why
Wow.
I'm not going with digital downloads.
Dude, you may as well just get an 8 gigabyte one for hella cheaper. By the way, I think Toys R Us has an amazing sale on the 8 gigabyte ones. You're not going to download any games.
Surprisingly good deals on everything.
Dude, it was like $200.
Oh my god.
Oh, what? Wow.
For Wii U.
Oh my god.
It was something crazy. Check out Toys R Us.
I might do that then, because like the only games I plan on downloading are just like, some cool old virtual console games or something. So that might be the jam.
I want to find it now. But I don't want to get distracted. Never mind. So, yeah, today, what a day today is. Anyway, we have a couple of public service announcements before we get right into the show. First of all, Apex 2015 registration is now live. Please head on over to register.apexseries.com. I'm going to link it in the chat. And register for possibly the biggest Smash tournament of all time. I think that, like... Is Apex... Yeah, Apex is actually on the agenda, but I think that with Smash 4 coming out, Apex has the potential to be like the biggest Melee tournament ever.
Certainly, I think it's probably going to be the biggest Smash tournament ever.
Yeah, well, I think that's for sure.
Yeah. I don't know about like Melee and Smash 4 numbers. I really have no idea. We don't have enough precedent for this. Like last time when you came out, it was Brawl, and everybody thought Melee was gonna die. So that's not a good thing that's not a good example to go off of. So I don't know how Melee's numbers would be affected. I think they would be higher, but who knows?
So, if you are going to Apex, please register. Do we have Are we gonna talk about the status and the state of the Apex World Circuit today?
Yeah, let's do it.
That's something we can talk about now. So we've had a couple of events. Last weekend was Do You Fox With It? Hax gets a free flight to Around the Corner.
That's like a 10-minute flight.
Yeah, we definitely have to talk about that in depth. But
give him gas money.
What's the lay of the land for Apex qualifiers?
Wasn't there a spreadsheet that somebody was keeping track of that has all the placements of all the qualifiers? I'm sorry, the World Circuit so far.
Spreadsheet.
Yeah, but I don't know where it is.
Give me like.
I'm pretty sure it was in our chat.
It's G-Town Tom that's like leading it.
Right, that's right.
Yeah, of course, the man. Yeah, I'll get the link.
I'm scrolling up. Let's see who gets there faster.
So one thing that we were talking about in the Melee Army chat on Facebook is how Apex
Here we go.
winning an Apex World Circuit event this year is so much more important than it used to be.
Yeah, I like
And
that.
so it's like really important that we. Oh, you linked it already? Oh my god, you guys are
I
amazing.
win. Sick with it.
I got
So,
destroyed
okay.
in that race.
Yeah, you definitely got whooped. So okay, looking just at first place, we've got Hungrybox, Armada, and Hacks who are going to have a free flight to New Jersey for Apex in, I think, February of next year. And they also receive 500 points, and they are seeded out of the initial bracket.
Isn't it?
Let me clarify. Oh, Sheridan, you want to do it?
No, you go ahead.
So they're not seeded out of brackets. They get 500 points towards potentially getting seeded out of brackets based on.
Oh, so it is a point system. It's not a but first place gets the flight.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
I've been told by Alex Strife that if you won a qualifier, you're automatically in. Just that's an extra thing.
So how does it work then? Is it going to be top 16 in addition to all the people who won, or is it?
I think it's just going to be
who won, and then 16 minus that number, and then the rest also get it.
That's not really top 16 then.
Take it up with Alex
Yeah,
Strife,
it is.
Tavikins.
It's
Don't
not
bust
necessarily.
my
It's close enough.
The 16, the 14 winners of the qualifiers are probably going to be up there. I don't know.
That was the loudest cookie unwrapping that I've heard over a Skype call.
Yeah, I'm super upset about it.
I'm sorry.
Good. Anyway, so okay, let's go with the understanding that first place gets seeded out, and then the top 16 points minus those people are gonna graduate essentially. Are there any tournaments where anyone has Are there any tournaments where someone who probably would not otherwise be a top 16, top 32 competitor might make it that far in Apex just because they won a qualifier?
Yes, and
I think
this
maybe
is my question to the people
tomorrow.
of Smash.
Yeah,
Tell me more.
There's 2 Apex World Circuit events happening tomorrow, and apparently the one in New England, Matt.Zeb says there's no top players going. He says he has a good shot of winning it.
Bust is what you're telling me.
Bust is aptly named. That's what I'm saying.
Bust, short for the Buster tournament, where someone fraudulently makes their way into the graduated bracket at Apex. Is that what you're telling me?
Last minute, yeah. Matt.Zeb says he's got a good shot to win, which
damn.
No offense to him. That's kind of a reach in terms top 16.
Wow.
Yeah. But didn't they also say that, let's say Hacks just randomly shows up and wins. He's already got a plane ticket. Won't they give it to the second place guy?
So, yes.
Yeah.
So even if that happens.
Yep, even if that happens, you're going to have probably a semi-fraudulent winner.
Yeah.
For the plane ticket, which is okay because that's hype.
Yeah.
Dude, can I catch a
Still
red
not
eye
an
there?
expensive. It's not an expensive ticket there, so it's whatever.
Yeah.
So all the top players watching, or people better than Matt.Zeb who are watching, you may want to consider flying to Boston.
Except
I'm looking up flights right
registration
now.
is over, and
No!
Matt's the TO, so he's not going to let anybody in.
Wait, registration's actually over?
I think they did online reg, and it's over.
Wow. That is so lame. All right,
Could
well,
have been
good
the
luck
biggest
to...
biggest fraudulent scheme ever to get Matt.Zeb to Apex.
Wow.
Dude, the
Well,
thing-
good luck
I'm gonna root for Dark or Dazwa to just show up and wreck somebody somehow. That's what I'm rooting for.
A fake troll name?
What?
A fake troll name, like they secretly entered as someone like Noobish, but they're actually Dazwa and Dark.
Do we have the full list of entrants?
Probably somewhere.
Don't know. G-Town Tom would know. He's the guy to go to from now on.
All right. Well, we'll catch that this weekend. You can find Bust on twitch.tv/the Melee Games. We can find out which Buster will make Apex top 32 bracket.
Dude,
Probably,
I can
that's
still.
probably not, but anyway.
I can still.
Why isn't
fly
Matt
there.
here? Our
I think
newest.
Boston has a weekly or bi-weekly on Thursdays. I don't know
Oh.
if. Yeah.
Ah, that's pretty cool. Anyway, next on our list, Project M has released version 3.5. You can check out projectmgame.com for more information.
Has anybody played it?
I've not.
You got
I've read a
50
whole
new
bunch of
costumes?
changes though.
That I was hoping for.
I don't feel like the Mewtwo changes are enough, based on my extremely limited experience. Because it just feels like you're making a read on his teleport like every second of the
Yeah.
game.
Mewtwo embodies like, at least in the last version, it's like no stage control because it doesn't matter. There's no stage control when you're playing Mewtwo. That was my
Right.
frustration.
Right. So he can't teleport if he's used his second jump, I think is what it is.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Or no. He can't act out of his teleport if he's used his second jump. But like my real qualm with his teleport was just more in the neutral game as opposed to a recovery. And still just like teleporting and just doing some aerial out of it is so good.
Anyway, whatever. You think I care
But
about Mewtwo?
I don't care about Mewtwo.
Who does care about
No,
Mewtwo?
I don't know. Mewtwo King.
Okay. So, anyway, for all you Project Mers out there, V3.5 available online. Go get it. Oh, we already talked about the World Circuit updates.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one. So cool. We're ahead of schedule. Next thing on the list, I wanted to talk about Fortune. I just heard moments ago that a gentleman named Fortune dropped his controller while playing and tried to invoke the pause stock rule.
Well, because the other guy paused to wait for him to plug his controller back in.
This is like ultra grimy. If there was a, and okay, no, there is an MDVA grime PR, and this shot straight to the top.
This is crazy.
Yeah, Fortune.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, tell me what
he
happens
gets-
again. Fortune dropped his controller.
He arrests this guy named
Uh-huh.
SG. Gets excited about getting a rest. He's like, yeah, I got the rest on him. Accidentally unplugs his controller.
Uh-huh.
So he's just Puff sitting there lifeless, no
Uh-huh.
controller controlling this Puff. So SG starts hitting him, but then he realizes his controller gets unplugged. He's like, okay, my bad. He pauses the game to let Fortune plug his controller back in. And what does
That
Fortune
is
do?
the grind. That is the most. Okay, so all right, let's take a step back. My initial reaction to this was that everyone would be in agreement that that is the grimiest thing of all time, and Fortune should have been ejected from the tournament.
Oh my
However,
God. I don't
I'm
know
hearing
about
that I'm hearing that there are people who are sympathetic to Fortune's decision to invoke that rule. Is that the case?
I mean, I don't. It's hard to know how much stock to put into random YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch comments, but I did see them.
Yes.
Okay.
And I also want to say, it's possible. Robin brought up the possibility that this was just he was going for the long troll, and not he was going to back down really eventually, but he just wanted to have his fun for a little bit. So I don't know if there's some benefit of the doubt that we should give him or not.
Yeah. Eric, aka Violence, he moved to MDV recently. Apparently, he's in the know, and he says Fortune just has like a super deadpan sense of humor, and this is a huge, like, elaborate joke, and he like never broke character. He's like, I'm super serious. I want this SD.
But that's
I don't
also
know.
consistent with him just being the grime monster.
Yeah.
This is true.
They're both consistent. It's consistent with both hypotheses.
So like I am sympathetic towards the fact that like his reputation is tarnished forever within the realm of stream monsters, which I don't know how much that means, but if that means anything to him, then I'm sympathetic towards that. Okay. But like
Well,
I know it's pretty grimy if he was even at all serious.
But let's talk about the possibility. Let's assume sometime later. Let's not talk about him, but just say sometime later, similar thing happens, and the guy is serious about invoking the stock rule.
That
What
sucks.
do you do?
Honestly, so what Tantalus did at this tournament is, TO judgment. You're abusing the rules. Play on. There's no SD.
Yeah.
I think context is really important.
I would agree.
In other
'Cause I
situations,
think, yeah. Well,
involving
see,
people such as
yeah.
Scar and Leffen, where it
Yep.
might be different. I just think you got to look at the context.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think the spirit of the law has to be taken into account. You know, that's part of the
Well,
TO
yeah,
judgment
obviously.
clause.
That is that is so obvious,
Yeah.
right?
So with the Scar situation, it didn't when I remember watching the replay, it didn't look like it was going to materially affect the outcome of the game.
Which
But
should be
you
the
can't
determining
really
factor.
you can't really determine that. That's too much TO judgment, I would say, especially in a crazy situation like teams where you don't know what's going to happen.
Or you could
And
take the preventive route, which is turn pause off, and
you
as a
should,
TO say,
right.
it doesn't matter what happens after the game starts, since pause is off, it's fair game. So if you unplug your controller, the other guy has the right to hit you and kill you for that. That's your mistake.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's the optimal route, but sometimes things go wrong, and we have to have.
I think in the end, the rule should be like the rule should be malicious intent, right? Like if you're pausing to try to gain an advantage, that's obviously bad. But
I think
I
intent's too
understand
hard
that there
to
are
judge.
times. I understand that there are times when you pause accidentally and it materially affects the outcome, and you weren't trying to do anything wrong. But I think in the vast majority of cases, like pause should not be. It's like not a serious rule, and if the TO cares that much, like the rule should be that you turn pause off. And if you as a player care that much, you should turn pause off. That's like my belief. There's an option to turn it off. If you're going to call that rule, you should know that, and you should just turn it off.
Sure. But what happens when somebody claims that controller John's in the middle of the match, they're on the respawn platform, and they turn to their opponent and say, you know what, pause is off, but give me 10 seconds here to reset my controller.
I think it's well within your right to say no.
Yeah, no,
it is.
That's
I
fair.
agree.
That's fair.
The other thing, if you think about my history with the pause rule, stupid friggin' NorCal, what's the guy's name? It starts with an L. He doesn't play anymore. It's not Lucian. It's the other one. The Fox player. Lunin. Stupid Lunin Spectra in the middle of West Coast versus East Coast.
Oh, the
I'm
hype killer.
destroying him, and he paused as I was about to down air him as he's grabbing on the ledge.
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah,
and I didn't call a pause rule. It's like that was borderline malicious.
In every situation, I would encourage the two participants to try to come to an agreement between themselves first, and then if they can't do that, then they consult the TO. It's some same kind of thing. Like if you're four-stocking somebody and the power goes out, like you should just say, "I lost that game."
Unless it's me versus what's his name? Dude, that's two good jokes that I can't finish. Euphoria. Unless it's me versus Euphoria. If he's about to four-stock me, you should give the game to me if the power goes.
Did you four-stock comeback him?
Twice. It was like twice in the same
set.
Really? Four-stock to one?
Twice.
Four-stock to one.
Four stocks to one.
Wow.
I don't know how he did that.
I've never four-stocked
if
somebody
if he's up 4 stocks to 1 and the power goes out, you say, all right, Scar won that one. Anyway.
Wow.
The ruling on Fortune is that Fortune's a grind monster. I'm not going to discuss this further. We're done. Next, I have some very, very troubling news for the stream. It turns out that what started as a suspicion that there was an ethereal being who could magically influence the result of lesser Falco players and enable them to upset better players, this mysterious being known as Falco Master may have manifested a physical form.
He materialized. Yes.
I like that Melee It On Me shirt in the bottom right.
I also like the random Melee It On Me shirt.
First thing I noticed.
Far right.
So this took place
Are we safe?
Are we safe? Nobody is safe. Nobody is safe.
That's my fear, Sheridan.
Falco Master has proved that there are no boundaries. There are no limits.
He went to Canada for this. he's not his jurisdiction, goes a long way.
Yes, he's not limited to the United States. He can indeed travel to Canada. Is it even a he? Is it human?
Right, exactly. Because I mean, with the power of Falco Master, it's possible that he could kind of arrange his shape into something that looks like a typical Super Smash Bros. Melee player. He may not even have a definite form. He may
He's
just
probably
be,
a
I mean,
shapeshifter. Like
exactly.
I'm not
Right.
because he couldn't
Did-
talk.
did-
He could
Have you
only
guys seen?
write.
Have you
I
guys seen
think-
the movie Fallen?
I have not.
It's like a movie where like it's Denzel Washington trying to like search for demons, and the demon travels by touch, and then the demon manifests itself in like a body, and it can touch other people, and then it transfers over. Is it like that?
I also thought maybe Falco Master actually just possessed a random person off the street,
Awesome.
just to kind of test his
Yes.
abilities.
Yes. This is a dry run, and he may win Apex. Possibly.
Well, and the thought has crossed my mind as well, and I just wanted to inform the good viewers and let them know that, we do have a problem in the world of Melee, and, just be safe, everyone. Falco
Right.
Master's out there.
And don't think that just because you four stock that Falco game 1, that Falco Master can't
Please.
come back in game 2.
That's when he's most likely.
That's right.
This, it's not the first sighting. He possessed himself into a guy named Ron at the last Apex. What I was
Absolutely.
hearing. And now he's spreading to Canada. Who knows? He might show up to Europe next and beat Leffen and Armada.
Wow.
I don't know.
Dingus Master says, do we have proof that it isn't false Falco and they aren't all in on it? Do we even have proof that it's a human being? That's what I'm saying. We have no proof of anything.
Did anybody
I'm
check
just
his
letting
pulse?
the people know.
I don't think they
Exactly. Anyway. Next topic. The Apex 2015 lineup was announced recently. Big news is that Project M is not on the Apex game list. That was a big deal. It was a big day for Smash, I think. There was no indication that this was going to happen. Some people had decided to go and participate in PM. And I assume that some people already bought tickets and stuff like that. And, they're not going to be able to enter a tournament that doesn't exist. So I guess the news is that there were some threats made not only to the TO Alex Strife, but also some of his staff, which I think was universally kind of repudiated, and everybody was saying that's not part of our community, that's not part of the PM community, that's not part of any Smash community, and it's just random hate from the depths of the internet. So I mean, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, and this is something that we've observed time and time again, is that when something like this happens, it's almost never an established, well-known, or even somewhat well-known community member that does these things. It's always some scrub lord that feels he needs to prove something to be part of the community or something like that, and he feels that this is his, shot to prove that he's for real or something like that. The reaction that I saw from, people like Strong Bad and all the other PM devs, obvious disappointment, but still, kind of, even if disagreeing with Alex Strife's MO in making this decision, still kind of understanding and everything. So, yeah.
I've been really impressed by the PM community's reaction. I would not be that civil. Talking about the leadership, the PM development team, Strong Bad, other people. I'd be way more pissed. But they're cool headed. Obviously disappointed, but doing everything they can to repudiate, whatever death threats were sent out, being that does not represent the community here, which I think we can all agree with.
Yeah, I think in general, the only thing that a community can do when stuff like that comes out is to say that sucks. We would never be a part of it. We don't support it in any way. And, in the end, if your community and the community leaders and, the people who go to tournaments don't support a viewpoint, that's about the best you can do. You can't silence people. It's like not possible.
Yeah, I think that's an important distinction to make because you have people like Mr. Wizard thinking it's like Smash community members doing this, and
Yeah.
outsiders who are not in the know, it's like super easy to box the Smash scene in, like create this new image of like people who like create death threats, but that's not really what we're about.
Yeah, I do. So yeah, Joe Guy, thanks for bringing up that tweet. That's kind of the unfortunate thing about the world, I think. Like,
Yeah.
in the end, people will like. In the end, you can't. Not everybody knows everything about or even a nuance. Most people don't have a nuanced understanding of anything, and we just like hear the first few words, and then you have a reaction to those first few words. So like, I don't necessarily blame Wiz for saying that. Like, I'm sure that a lot of people had that perspective. It sucks that it was Mr. Wizard because he has a big following.
Right,
It would be
exactly.
fine if like John, the stream monster was super mad and posted like that, and he has 20 tweets and 30 followers, but in the end it just sucks, and all we can do is kind of say, like, continue to say that we would never do anything like that, and we're not down with.
Right, and I think it's doubly disappointing because I think he should have the perspective to understand who represents Smash players.
Yeah, I was very disappointed to see him.
I mean, it's possible,
it's
something you can just type out, without really thinking about how many different ways people can interpret it. So, it's possible it was just typing at the speed of thought and not really taking stock of all that, but still.
Yeah, and the other thing I want to kind of say is, like, okay, as bad as I feel about somebody getting death threats, I think there's definitely ways to handle getting death threats. And if you're in a position of like public authority, of like significant public platform, then it's probably not the best thing to keep, spreading on social media that you're getting the death threats, because I think that kind of just makes whoever's doing it, it validates that they're creating negative attention, and it's just gonna keep going. So if it happens again, I hope it's handled a little bit better.
Yep.
But I mean, it's hard to know what to do,
so there are
especially
a couple
from somebody
things.
like Alex who's got a whole bunch of stress on him right now. So
yeah, I think, like, in the end, I really wanted to make a post about this, and kind of the points that I wanted to make were in line with what Strongbad had written on the topic. I think if we haven't linked to that already, we probably should, because I thought it was a pretty good post. And I think the TLDR was kind of that our community is growing up, and that we have a lot of attention on us, and we have sponsors interested in us who never used to be in the past. Twitch sponsoring Apex for like a lot of money, and other groups getting involved with Apex, and like people are sponsoring our players, and that's all great for us because we get to do what we're doing with way more resources. But on the other end, we have responsibilities that we never had before, and we kind of this is like where the debate came from, all the way starting at Evo, when people were saying, do we even want to be on Evo? Do we want our community to change at all? And I think we're probably not all going to agree on that ever, but I think we should respect the tournament organizers who are really putting in all the work, and those people are making the events the best that they can. And if anybody who's running a tournament as successful as Apex, I forget the first words I said, but Alex Rice was putting in hella work for Apex, and Apex has only been a positive in our community for so long. So, in general, attacking him sucks.
Absolutely.
That's what I think.
Let's talk about the decision itself not to include PM. So presumably this is at the behest of Nintendo's involvement, who have had mixed feelings towards PM even existing, and Apex has been probably the forerunner in reaching out for sponsorships and things like that for the Melee community. So I just want to hear your perspective on, the fact that we had, or that Alex Strive had to make this sacrifice in order to take Smash in that direction. What do you guys think?
I don't know, man. Is it confirmed that Nintendo is involved in Apex?
Pretty obvious, right?
I think it is. Isn't it on their front page?
What front page?
If you go to apexseries.com.
Let me look. Checking your browser before accessing Apex. What is this?
I think it's one of those
DDoS
DDoS.
protection.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
DDoS is that bad?
It would
I
appear
don't want.
so.
I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah. I don't see it anywhere. So maybe I'm just dumb.
It's possible they just can't talk about it, which we should respect.
I'm pretty sure that they announced some kind of, if not sponsorship, at least some kind of vetting of the tournament.
I mean, that would be really interesting. I mean, it would be the first time that Nintendo has gotten involved with a community tournament. It seems like it's a reasonable direction that things could go in. The big thing that I actually was thinking about this recently, and I was thinking that Apex would be an amazing first step, because it's like a Smash-centric tournament, and it's like really big, right? It's kind of like it's a hotel tournament, which I think is awesome, and like it's an established brand and stuff like that. Big House would be another really good one. But I was thinking about tournaments like ROM and a lot of our other grassroots tournaments that kind of are not in hotels and are either in schools or, Toy Wiz, right? Some random place. And I don't think Nintendo would ever be involved with like the majority of grassroots tournaments. I was just thinking about it.
Yep. It's I mean, if Apex has a need, such as a mass supply of Wii U's and copies of Smash 4 that Nintendo can help with, and that's their decision to make. If Nintendo doesn't want PM at the tournament, or if PM can't officially be there because of Nintendo's presence, that's Apex's decision.
I mean, imagine. Yeah, I just. We thought about this when Brawl came out, but I think it's even more of a thing now with the Wii U, because not only do you have expensive consoles, you have potentially expensive TVs as well that are being used for these setups. And if you need to get, I mean, he has 2 months to acquire all the setups necessary to run what could be, I mean, I have no idea what to estimate for the numbers for this tournament, but it's got to be at least 500 people, I would say, for Smash 4. And that's no small task. It's extremely expensive, and you have to have, if you buy them yourselves or get them from your friends, you have a lot more concern about what happens to them, as opposed to if you have a sponsor taking care of them for you. So
crowdsourcing Wii U's is going to be a terrible idea from players. Like, people are actually, we're going to have to go the FGC kind of sponsorship route for a lot of equipment moving forward, for sure.
Mm-hmm. To be honest, like, I would never want to bring my Wii U anywhere right now.
Yeah. Exactly. I wouldn't bring mine. There's no way. Like, to a local where I can see it all the time, maybe. To Apex, bringing a Wii U, like, out of the question. Like, personally.
Yeah.
I can see where they're coming from. They need the equipment. They need Nintendo support, presumably. I think it's pretty obvious, but like, that's their decision, and nobody said it wasn't a tough decision for them.
Yeah.
Yep. So anyway, I think the big thing is, our community, actually, who said this? Valle said this in regards to the split between Super Arcade and Level Up Live, which actually impacts Super Smash Sundays a little bit. But anyway, he said something about him and Mike Watson, the guy who owns Super Arcade. They are like not at all trying to beef or like get in each other's way, and that the FGC is too small to have like negative competition or have any of us kind of attack each other. And I think that it's very similar in this situation where even if you don't agree with what Alex Strife is doing, and even if you think that like the PM community is overreacting, I think the best thing we can do is try to be supportive of each other and see each other's views. I think it's completely legitimate to be upset about this if you're a PM player, and I think that it's legitimate to think that Alex Strife and the Apex staff should like be able to work on their tournament in peace and not, be harassed. So, yeah. Same team.
Exactly.
Alright. Apex 2015, February of 2015. Register at, I think it's like the last.
I thought
day
it was
in
the last
January.
weekend in January.
January
Yeah.
30th.
Yeah, that's
It's
it.
Super Bowl
February
weekend.
All right.
Yeah.
So, oh wow.
So it's
Super
the
Bowl
weekend before Super Bowl.
Wait, I
Yeah.
thought it
Is
was
it-
Super Bowl weekend.
Is it 2 weeks before Super Bowl or the
I
week
think 1
before?
week before. Super
Okay,
Bowl.
that's good because
Oh, never mind.
I don't want to
No.
miss. I don't want to miss.
Wait, never mind.
Super Bowl.
A quick Google search says Sunday, February 1st for the Super Bowl 2015.
So
So
Alex
Sheridan-
Strife literally wants to have the Super Bowl. Of
Yeah. It has literally become the Super Bowl of Smash, as in you come to this tournament instead of watching the Super Bowl.
That actually is probably not a great decision, but we'll see how viewership does.
I don't know how many Smashers are like Sheridan and must watch Super Bowl. By the way,
I think
Sheridan,
enough.
49ers ain't happening this year, brah.
Tell me something I don't know.
I
I'm
hope
extremely
49ers
sad.
think so. Jim Harbaugh leaves and he comes to Michigan and saves
no,
us. All right,
no, that's
what's
not
gonna
gonna happen. If he goes anywhere, he might go to Miami, I think. But really, the one person I want to leave San Francisco is Greg Roman, our offensive coordinator, because he blows. Our
All right, we're
defense
getting off-
is amazing.
Getting off topic.
He just
here.
can't do anything. We have
I
so
am
many
not
weapons.
listening
God.
at all.
Right.
Forward.
Alright,
Anyway,
cool.
next topic. Who
Wait,
decided
before-
to name the NorCal qualifier Do You Fox With It? And did they know the ramifications of that act?
Dude, it gave Fox Power superhuman strength at that tournament.
Well, we went out of our way to invite Fox players to this tournament. Hacks
Well,
and
you
call
ruined
ball.
the event.
I know.
We had
Sheridan.
5 Fox players placing in the top 6. We had Fox vs. Fox Grand Finals. We had Fox vs. Fox Losers Finals. We had Fox vs. Fox Winners Finals.
and losers semis.
We had Fox vs. Fox Losers Semis.
Half of
Yes.
losers quarters.
And half of losers quarters.
And we had a round robin with Fox vs. Fox vs. Fox 6 times.
Yeah.
Times whatever Matrix kind of. Hacks Money winning his first, this is like one of
Big
his first
tournament.
huge tournaments.
Yeah, absolutely.
Does anyone have any doubt that Hacks was destined to be a Fox player? No?
I'm
No
a believer.
comment.
Nothing?
Well, okay. Remember back in this is in 2010. It was Don't Go Down There, Jeff. There was a big
Yes.
December regional in NorCal, and that was a tournament that whose top 3 featured Lucky, Zoo, and J-Man. I believe the statisticians and the Melee history nerds at the time pointed out that was the first time ever that a tournament with 100 entrants or more got a top 3 of all species.
Mm-hmm.
And now it seems like that happens. That happens like all the time, it seems. And now we have like 5 of the top 6 at a 200-person tournament going all Fox. It's kind of crazy. The metagame is definitely reaching the point. We joke about like 20XX being a thing in 2014. It is like dangerously close to that,
Yeah.
in my opinion. People,
Yeah.
as Fox, they are getting perfect enough or close to perfect enough to make this, happen.
Not funny. The joke
Yeah,
is not
it's-
funny anymore.
It's kind of depressing, honestly.
When you think about these Fox players, these Falco players who have really stepped up and who you expect to see in, top 8 at Big House, top 8 at Apex, the names that come to mind, the new players where last Apex we didn't expect them, would be Leffen for sure, Hacks for sure,
Silent Wolf, I would say, too.
Silent Wolf,
Yeah.
who has been amazing
Okay.
when the
Here's a
stakes
fun
are high.
fact. Silent Wolf has now gotten 2nd place in 6 straight NorCal tournaments.
Ho ho!
5 of which were locals, and one of which was Do You Fox With It?
Wow. Oh my God! Did you? I just looked at the. I just looked at Do You Fox With It results. Hack, Silent Wolf, SFAT, Lucky Fiction. What the f? Also, can somebody tell me what happened to Cobalt?
Daniel
It just
called
didn't
it.
seem like it was his weekend.
I have to give it to Daniel. He called, immediately. He said Copel's gonna finish last in the Fox round robin. Which, I mean,
Wow.
first of all, it's extremely hard for you to put like a last place next to any of those players because they're all so amazing.
Absolutely.
But yeah, no, Daniel called it. Daniel, do you want to talk about why you knew that Copel would not be, optimal at the Fox round robin?
I just look at like Hacks and Silent Wolf. They gimp like the best. And when I actually looked at all the results of Fox Citadels of all 6 of them, and just like based on like the win-loss records of like MLG and big tournaments and Fox Citadels, Cobalt hasn't actually really done that well.
Yeah. Do you think it has something to do with his claw style? I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
I mean, the only tournament he did well was at Apex, but that's such a long time ago now that I just simply think he is not that great at the Fox Citadel. If you look, I also point out that like everyone else has foxes to play with in Florida. Who's the next best fox?
Yeah. I don't even know. I mean, the next best fox from that region I can think of is like Drugged Fox from Georgia.
Yeah, I
Drugged Fox.
I don't know.
Let's talk.
Well, there's Hungry Fox though.
Hungry Fox. So Do You Fox With It? Do You Fox With It? 5 foxes in the top 6. Everyone has heard us talk about the top 3, which is Hack, Silent Wolf, and SFAT. Does everyone know that Mewtwo King was at that tournament? He was there, and he
participated.
13th place.
13th. Double digits.
He got knocked out of loser's bracket on a corner setup where no one was watching.
That's how you know he did not do well.
I am talking about Mewtwo King right now. Yeah. Can someone explain to me what my life is?
Well, I don't. Here's the thing. I don't even know what characters he was using.
Okay, I can tell you.
You weren't recorded.
Mewtwo King did not Fox with it.
No.
So against Otto game 1, I believe he went Sheik and like almost 4-stocked Otto.
What?
And then
what'd you say? Just say.
Like he almost 4-stocked Silent Wolf in one of the games. I believe it's Sheik.
And then.
And then he switched to Marth, got bopped, and then switched to Sheik again and lost very close game 3.
Okay, so close set with Silent Wolf. Where was that in bracket?
That was Rotor's round 2. Yes.
Oh
he
my
beat
God!
Me, he beat me, and then he ran into Silent Wolf.
Wow.
I played Mewtwo King so often at regionals and nationals. It sucks. Let me tell you.
That does suck.
Didn't you make the bracket, Sheridan?
Yeah, but I couldn't. I wanted to switch it, but I couldn't really justify any of the switches I was considering based on region and past pools.
So you're just the best matchup for Mewtwo King.
Respect.
Yeah, respect.
I guess so.
Okay. So, do you think that maybe losing that early kind of tilted him, or
Oh, for sure. It has to.
If you look at his losers bracket run, oh my goodness, like he would have to beat like 6 amazing players just to get into the top 4.
And you should have seen his set against West Balls in the very next set.
Losers bracket set against West Balls. How crazy is that? Like when I first looked at his lose bracket run, I said he's not getting top 3. I just said he's gonna slip up before he gets to top 3. I didn't know
was in his way. Like, can we go through the list?
I'll do it. So he plays West Balls and barely wins, or like it's a game 3. And then in order to keep going, he would have to beat Fiction, which he didn't.
And I think Lord was next.
Yep.
And then Shroomed, and then Lucky, and then SFAT, and then Silent Wolf.
Oh, that would have been tough. Okay.
Just
but it's Mewtwo King, right? here, this is the thing. It's Mewtwo King. When you read Tavlikin's post, he's like, the claim was, if you look at this player pool, it's hard to see him losing 2 sets. And I read that and I agreed with it. It's very difficult to imagine Mewtwo King losing 2 sets, even considering the amazing player pool. Nobody's on that level.
Yeah.
So while we look back and say that, I don't know that I'm that convinced that actually makes sense.
Like, even if you look at the games, like Mewtwo King, like I don't want to John as much and discredit Fiction, but like there were certain things that like it was really close. Like both games, he lost 2-0. Both games went to like last hit, and Mewtwo King like flubbed and bowbacked it like in both the games, like 50%. And so I gave Fiction the win. I gave him the credit for making it close and actually whooping Mewtwo King in neutral several times. But I feel like that's like the bottom end of Mewtwo King's potential play in tournament bracket.
Now, if I recall, somebody called after these events transpired. Was it Mango? Somebody called that he was going to post immediately after this and called the contents of the post pretty much spot on.
Can you read the after tournament post from Mewtwo King for us? Because I'm very interested.
Yes.
Let's see if I can. You got it, Robin?
No, I'm with Bobby. I want to.
Okay. All right. Let's look for it.
I'm looking for it too.
Okay. While Sheridan's looking, does Fiction just have MTK's number or something? Because
that's the next thing that
we were wondering about that.
He's like the second or third time he's him.
I got to watch both matches, and I actually watched the set of him beating him back at that SSS.
Can you?
And
yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Sheridan. Can you tell me what the prediction was that he would post?
Okay, so if you read the post, okay. So here's what he posted.
Too.
It happened again. Lost two last games to Fiction. Air dodge suicide at 10 and 50. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's honestly the worst I've played in years, or at least a very long time, but I have no idea why. Somehow me and Hacks win team 6-1 over Mango Lucky. I'm also realizing how bad and limited Marth and Sheik are compared to Space.
Okay, he's been saying that for 6 years. Realizing how limited Marth and Sheik are, like, he's been realizing. That's the slowest realization I've ever seen in my life.
The very next 2 posts are about how apparently in the stream chat, Mango was calling out that this post with the exact same content was going to appear on Facebook.
That's really, really funny.
And then
let me get the link.
I guess
Mango's reading your statuses on stream. What a mean now.
Like when I think there's a lot more nuances in Fox's play. Like I saw Mewtwo King and like his neutral game, how he played it against Fiction is very similar to how he plays weapon in terms of how he dash dances and baits for grabs. And Fiction wasn't having that. Like he wasn't falling for like any grabs that would lead into a combo. And so I have to give props to Fiction for.
So did you watch both of these sets?
Yes, I did.
So how did he look? So was it a matter of the neutral game not being to Mewtwo King's favor, not adapting to it maybe, or was it dropping combos that he usually gets?
I mean, one of the games is on FOD, and I've run several. I've looked at stats on this. Mewtwo King is not a good comboer on FOD. He needs to stop picking that stage, first of all. Second of all, he does dash dances and waits for Fox to jump, and he waits for Fox to aerial, and then he just very barely lets it whiff, and then he grabs. He wasn't getting any of those opportunities on Fiction because Fiction was changing his momentum, he was changing his attack timings, and if you watch it, he really never got grabbed in that situation ever. And that's like where Fiction. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know what I see a lot of Foxes doing now is just, they get the dash dance game going, and if they know the Marth is waiting for a jump in, I see Foxes just run in and shine because it's so hard to react to, and especially against a Marth who needs to be at the right range to get the punish on you. It's like he has to guess that and grab you out of it. That's his only real challenge to that.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think that's something that maybe he needs to start going in instead.
Yeah. And I think by picking FOD, this is my last point. Mm-hmm. It's like you're training a better punish game for a better neutral game, and I just don't think that stage works for Mewtwo King. like to give up too much of that punish game and get like 30% per opening as opposed to 70 to 80. Anyway.
So yeah, we're going a little bit long. I'd love to finish up in the next like 20 minutes or so. We haven't talked about Smash 4 yet, but I do want to talk about Flash all the way from Japan. He actually came to the office yesterday, and I played a couple of games with him, and he pretty much trunched me. I was telling people about, well, I beat him twice, but he beat me a lot more times than that.
Well done, Bobby.
Flash is pretty good. So where do we want to start? How did he do at Do You Fox with it? Start there.
He tied with Mewtwo King.
Yes,
He
fantastic.
tied with me.
Mewtwo King, Tavakins, and Flash all tied for 13 at this tournament. Man,
Damn.
what a weird tournament. So yeah. And he went to the Foundry yesterday, and how did he do there?
He won. He beat Silent Wolf,
And that's bad.
who got second at Do You Fox with it.
And he seems like it's really good versus fast followers.
What he was telling us is just, he kind of wasn't used to the atmosphere of a tournament like Do You Fox with it, so he had some nerves going on, and the Foundry was a lot more laid back. He also had time to kind of adjust to that kind of atmosphere, and everybody was really friendly to him, and actually interacting with him in a personal way instead of just a tournament way, and he felt a lot more comfortable, and that allowed him to, I guess, play the way that he wanted to.
Yeah.
So some of the things that I noticed about his play, I think he's amazing at reading double jumps. And like, I don't know what it was. There was like this one moment where I saw, it was him versus some Spacey. I don't know if it was the Foundry or not, but Tafo, you probably remember, he did like a double up smash combo into an edge guard.
Oh, I guess that's that.
Just it's so cool to see, players who probably, I don't know, maybe he studies Mewtwo King, maybe he doesn't, but like, it just seemed like a new take on what to do after that up smash. And like watching him do it, it was like, okay, that was the right thing to do. That was probably the hardest punish.
I feel like he's also really good at extending the combo to like, I've seen a few times where he could forward air, but he throws in another down air to get to the percent that he wants to get. Even if a forward air after that is not guaranteed, but just that extra 15% is going to help that edge guard.
And they'll probably not have the best DI in the forward air.
Right.
I think I actually want to model my playstyle more off of Flash and Mewtwo King, because Mewtwo King plays the ledge game and relies on gimps, and that's something like I'm never going to understand or be good at. But when I watch Flash play, it's really smart, and I feel like I can understand like his decision making, especially in neutral. How he doesn't. His neutral game is amazing. I feel like he can take space, threaten you without getting hit himself, and then once he gets that opening, he goes in. I think that's how Sheik should be played. Anyway.
Really nice guy as well. It was really great to get to meet him and play with him. If you are going to Apex, so is Flash, and definitely say hi. Yeah, he was awesome.
Alrighty.
All right. So, on to the biggest piece of news. Tomorrow is Friday, November 21st, which means that my world as I know it is about to end. Super Smash Bros. For Wii U hits the shelves.
Mm-hmm.
First bullet point, what can Melee do to leverage Smash 4 for our growth? Interesting. So we've talked about this a little bit, but let's start with what is the tournament scene going to be like? It is probably so hard to run a legitimate Wii U tournament in the first place, right? And Super Smash Bros. For Wii U is in the second place, where it's like, first of all, you need a Wii U, you need the adapter for controllers, you need to have stuff unlocked, you need a monitor. I think that might be everything. But that is hardware that no TO has right now. So
right. So I'm wondering if this is kind of going to be a really interesting couple months leading up to Apex. I wonder how much places like game stores or some kind of official sponsorships are going to take the lead in holding these tournaments, because I feel like now everybody knows about competitive Smash,
Yeah.
and they know that there's a lot of hype over this new game and its potential for tournaments.
Yeah.
So the people with the hardware are the game stores right now. So
Correct.
I'm hoping to see something like that. Some local places just try to set something up in the next couple months. So that'll be really interesting to see.
Yeah.
I think
That would be really interesting.
You'll see a lot of Smash 4 locals. You'll see a couple like sponsored big nationals where people through sponsorships rent out a bunch of equipment, but I think the grassroots Smash 4 national is not going to be a thing for a very long time.
Yeah.
Just because of the logistics involved.
Yeah.
And the first person to try to do that, I honestly think will fail pretty bad. So
I think
we'll
it'll
see.
be at least. I think summer 2016 might be the earliest that a successful grassroots Wii U can be run.
The grassroots TOs, we're not used to having to partner up with somebody for equipment needs. Like, it's been crowdsourced for so long. We've kind of been spoiled by the fact that nobody wants to steal CRTs or GameCubes for the most part. So a lot of things are going to have to change.
Yeah.
My prediction is that Sky will probably run the most successful the first successful Smash Wii U tournament. Did you guys hear that he flew like 14 people from across the country to an invitational like tonight or tomorrow?
Wow. And didn't he rented out like 5 hotel rooms at Apex and just like let
and
people
I got a spot,
fill
so
them in.
He's doing a lot for it. Yeah, I mean, I wonder if maybe he will do some Blur-like thing and just get a bunch of Wii U's for the SoCal scene. I mean, not to put pressure on him, but that would be an amazing development for their scene if
Someone's
you can
gonna
always
have to
rely
do
on that. Yeah. But
So-
still, you do need somebody at the tournament to be watching over them. That's the thing. Even if they're there, let's change that danger.
John just said that Wii U's can use the Wii composite cable. Is that true?
Yes. You can use the component cable. Yeah, I think so.
That would be cool.
You can still use CRT TVs. I don't know what the ruling is going to be on bringing gaming monitors versus CRT TVs for these tournaments.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yep. So I think like having more people, the kind of relationship that I guess I pictured was more like when Brawl came out, when Brawl was essentially using CRTs too because it was on the Wii, and it was Melee and Brawl tournaments together from basically the start of its release. But Smash 4 is probably going to be very different, and the relationship between the Melee community and the new Smash 4 community it's something that we have no experience with, right?
Right. And
so it's hard to predict how we're really going to interact with, new Smash 4 players.
So, we had a 3DS tournament at DU Foxwood it.
Yeah.
And initially I was pretty disappointed because we got 34 entrants for a tournament. But later somebody made the point to me that, probably most people who are interested in Smash 4 are still not going to take those tournaments seriously, especially with the date of release so close. So it might have been Robin, made that point that that's not a good indication of what it's going to be like in the future.
Yeah, and I think you guys had the stipulation of like you have to be an existing Melee entrant to enter Smash 4
we
anyway.
changed that. We changed that. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, that's a pretty huge ratio of Melee to Smash 4 entrants. But I just think the 3DS isn't a good indicator, just because. I think that's gonna die pretty soon. Just maybe with some of the connectivity issues, and just the fact that the Wii U version there's so many more options and control flexibility.
By the way, Silent Spectre, 5th place in that 3DS
Falcon,
tournament,
right?
With Falcon.
5th place. Is that good? That's pretty good, right? Because M2K and a couple of the old good Brawl
Yeah.
players showed up.
Nanners and Sean were the next two
Yeah,
who have been
SS
top in Brawl.
just has this knack for like he's just got this Smash intuition. I remember there was like an items tournament in 2005 or 6 that I was looking at on YouTube, and I'm pretty sure he won that too.
That would not surprise me at all. That probably happened.
And he didn't do too bad in Brawl with Falcon in the early
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
I seem to remember him beating either you or someone else on a YouTube
He
video.
beat me, but it was 2-1.
Okay.
2-1. It was close.
You gonna be proud of winning one game?
And I beat Jeff in tournament for the first time ever this weekend.
Yes.
It took me over
in Melee?
in Melee. It took me over
Wait a
10
minute.
years.
Okay, wait, whoa. Were you the reason he wasn't in that top 32?
Me and Squid both beat him in the pools.
I hate you.
Oh.
I'm sorry, guys.
I Sheridan, I hate you. Bracket came out. I was like, Sound Spectre, where is he? Like Control F, Sound
Yeah,
Spectre,
Control F,
SS. He's not there. I'm like, what is?
He almost beat MacD, and if he beat MacD, he would have made it in.
God damn it. And he took a game off hacks. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Super
Yeah.
impressive.
But he destroyed me at the Foundry last night, so there you go.
There you
Well,
go.
you got the more important win, I think, by
I
all
suppose.
accounts.
Got a lot of GAR PR points.
Nice. So okay, yeah, we're gonna have to see how things shake out with Smash 4 Wii U. You know, it's really hard to say anything at this point. What are the big Smash Bros for Wii U events to look out for? Obviously Apex, but aside from that, are there any ones of note?
They're
One in
saying
Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a couple weeks, Toronto, T.O. Joe's running one.
Okay.
The come up, that's going to be Smash 4 and Melee. Over 200 on Facebook have confirmed, so that's looking to be the first, at least regional sized tournament.
Okay.
There's the Invitational at Sky's Place coming up, where like a lot of the top players from the 3DS game are playing like all weekend actually, and they're going to be doing exhibitions and they're going to be doing stuff.
Oh, I forgot about Qatar. I think Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. Qatar is going to be Melee, Smash 4. I don't know about other games, but we'll see what happens
How are they going to run Smash 4?
Yeah, I don't know. That's going to be a huge challenge. I'm pretty sure they banned custom moves and everything else that would require you to like actually sit down and unlock
in that
stuff.
situation, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how they'll handle like characters being unlocked. Is that like I'm a super noob on this topic? Can you just I don't know how it's gonna work, honestly.
Character unlocking, it's different on the Wii U than it is on the 3DS, but it was really easy on the 3DS. You just like pretty much every time you play like a game mode and go through it, you go through Smash Run or you go through a challenge or a classic,
right.
You get the challenger at the end of that, pretty much regardless. So you just do that for as many times as there are locked characters. At least on the 3DS, but I think the philosophy was similar. The mechanics won't be the same, but it's similar for the Wii U version as well. Because I specifically remember a Sakurai or Nintendo post saying that they changed their philosophy about that, and they wanted to have all those players available to everybody, the characters.
Yep. It's funny that we just posted different links to what monitor. I think that's actually a good question to actually say on stream. It's like, so someone was asking what monitor we're going to use. I think the Bible for that is displaylag.com. But yeah,
there's a couple good scores.
MeleeAtOnMe.com/store definitely has the best ones. I actually own one of the BenQ monitors. It's great.
That reminds me. Our man, God, what's his name? The guy, he was working on making he made a circuit board that tests the lag.
Vizzy? No?
Vizzy, yes. Yeah. So he sent me a picture of some circuit board thing that he designed that's going to test the lag for every monitor, for any monitor that he can get his hands on. So if he can, that'll be really fantastic if he can build like a database.
Yeah.
The results from that.
So this is what Wipe said about Smash 4. He's like, everybody knows at this point, it's not about are we going to switch to Smash 4, it's about how are we going to leverage Smash 4 for Melee's growth.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds kind of sneaky, kind of bad, but like I think it's a legitimate question. It's not like we're trying to exploit Smash 4. It's like, okay, Smash 4 is coming out. There's going to be a ton of new casual players, just the natural influx that comes with a new game. How are we going to show them how awesome Melee is, and then let them make a decision about what they want to do competitively for the rest of their, Smash time.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not about making people choose one or the other.
Yeah.
It's just about getting out the awareness that there's this awesome gaming community here, and we would love for you guys to be a part of it, but have fun with whatever, you have fun with.
Exactly.
I think that in the end, the best players will have like followings, and the people who are community leaders and the people who are actually organizing tournaments, those people are going to get some following and some traction with a lot of new players through Smash 4. And I'm just thinking about like one of the things I'm really excited about for tomorrow is to watch the streams of some of our best Melee players, and watching those people learn Smash 4 and figure out that game. But over time, those people will end up playing both games and maybe only Melee. So in the end, I think it's about certain people are going to be attracted to Smash 4 because of exactly what that game is. Some people will be attracted to Smash 4 because of the Smash genre and how the Smash mechanics are fun, and still other people will be drawn in by the community itself. And I think that'll determine what people stick with Smash 4 and what people might look to Melee or PM or even Smash 64 for where their home is. Hey, what's this poll from?
This is a poll in Michigan Melee a few days ago. Just candid poll question on Facebook. What are you going to do when Smash 4 comes out? Are you going to play it but only casually? Are you going to play it competitively along with Melee? Are you just going to not play Smash 4 at all? Or are you going to drop Melee for Smash 4? And the results are really cool. This is like a complete 180 on what happened when Brawl came out. So I think everybody we've kind of figured out what everybody wants to do. Like the Melee players, there's a reason we're still playing Melee, after 12 years,
Yeah.
And it's not going anywhere. It's just a matter of how is the Smash 4 dynamic going to work with getting new players into the Smash scene. And then they can decide, Smash 4, Melee, both, or another game. It's all good for the growth of the scene.
Yeah.
How long did your Brawl tournament career last, each of you guys?
I didn't have one.
Okay.
About a year for me. A year and
really?
A couple months, maybe. Yeah.
Dude, I actually entered a tournament the first or second weekend of Brawl, and Cactuar got first and I got second with my Wolf.
Nice.
I literally spammed laser and forward smash and hit down smash when they were in kill percent. That is all I did. Wolf's laser was so amazing when the game first came out.
Me and Bobak won the first Brawl teams tournament in NorCal. He was Meta Knight and I was Game & Watch, and our team name was Metagame. Stick with it.
Amazing.
I thought it was amazing. In all caps.
I played one doubles tournament at UCLA, got second, and then I think what broke it for me was I was playing in a dorm room at UCLA with people that don't play competitively. I was up a full stock, and then in free for all, I had 2 stocks versus 1. He camped me the whole time with Pit, and then the game got really close. And then I got an amazing roll behind read, and I was gonna forward smash him, and I tripped, and he down smashed me, and I died. And then after that, I was like, I'm done with this game.
That's when you knew. That's when you knew, right?
Yeah.
The moment that I knew was when I down aired someone with Ganondorf and got punished. I hit him with the down air and was punished for it. And I've never hated game design more in my life, I think. That is an honest fact. I felt so disgusted when that happened that I couldn't play it anymore.
I honestly, if it weren't for Brawl, I might not be in the Melee scene. I was one of those people with the scrub lord mentality is like, oh, a new game's coming out, I'm gonna play that, even though I've been playing Melee casually, and I'm gonna get good. It's
Yeah.
level playing field now. It was a level playing field for like one tournament, and then the good players still were the best players in Brawl. It's
So
just you
so
apply your
you're
skills in a different way.
yeah. So you're a prime example of a success story
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
for
I think
Melee.
so. That's kind of why I'm saying like, okay, Smash 4, this is such a huge opportunity. There's going to be a lot of other people who are in the same boat. There's like always these Facebook groups that are like 1,000 people strong, but our tournaments are like 100 or less. There's a bunch of
Yeah.
lurkers. We're just playing
Yeah.
casually. They have one foot in the door, and they're going to be looking to play some Smash 4. I think it's our job to expose them to Melee also,
Right.
and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and I want to reiterate that for everybody that is, going to reach out to people playing Smash 4, make sure you do it in a respectful manner, because nothing turns people away faster than just, if elitism is their first
Right.
their first experience, when there's both games together, because you have to remember that so much of what we do is not for the game itself, it's for the community and the people in it. So if
Yeah.
you don't like the people in the community, even if it's a good game, you're not going to
Oh,
go
yeah.
to tournaments and play that game. So
Absolutely.
you have to be the kind of person that you would want to, to other people.
Yeah, that moment when I switched from Brawl to Melee, like permanently, it was at a Chicago tournament about a year after Brawl came out. It had Brawl and Melee at it, and I remember traveling to this tournament, focusing on Brawl. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try to do well in Brawl. Melee, I'll just enter, for shits and giggles. Got bopped in Brawl by an Ike player. Was feeling pretty salty. Then I went to my Melee pool, and like everybody was just so awesome. I felt like that community is a cool community. Like these guys are so friendly. It's not like the Brawl players were toxic or anything, but like the Melee players were just so welcoming. I think Kells was there. Big D, this Midwest legend, was there, and their kindness, I think, went a huge way. I bet there were a bunch of players at that tournament, and like around that tournament time, a year after Brawl came out, where you're making this decision: am I sticking with Brawl? Am I going back to Melee? Like this is the point where ROM is starting to happen. Genesis is happening. So there's a lot of, thoughts in the air. Like Melee is back. We're actually going to survive as a community. It's not going to be like Brawl's killing this scene,
I have to agree with that. Like I've been a part of like multiple competitive communities, like card games and video games. Like I've been a part of Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and like I stick to Smash. Like I love the game, but the community certainly helps, and I think that's what's helped me stay in for a while. My girlfriend actually went to her first tournament ever, and she's loved it so much that she wants to go to more because of just how great the community is.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So Smash 4, big deal. Everybody, I definitely encourage everyone to check out the Super Smash Bros. 4 game directory on Twitch tomorrow. I'm like so excited for that, and let's watch some Smash 4 tomorrow. And then this coming weekend, Katar will have some Smash 4. I don't know who is streaming it. Does anybody know?
I know Gimmer's going to be streaming at least one of the games.
Yeah, probably your best bet is with VG Bootcamp. Just
I think
them.
Chibo's streaming Smash 4 and Gimmer's streaming Melee, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
And Melee on Me will probably stream Smash 4 from the Twitch office tomorrow at around lunchtime.
Tomorrow.
So, yeah.
Maybe I should go.
Maybe.
Could you get me in?
Should.
And
I will see.
Okay.
I will see. Alrighty. So, yep. That's a big deal. I don't know how else
But Bobby,
to stress it. We have,
I'm doing a prog here. But Bobby, aren't you forgetting something?
Yeah, that's definitely a prog. What am I forgetting, Sheridan?
What does today mark in the great annals of
Aha.
history?
I actually have no clue.
What?
Wait, what?
The founder...
I see the agenda. Was it really today though?
Okay.
How do you know?
It's tomorrow. It's tomorrow.
How do you know?
I know because
Was
in my
tomorrow
quest
ROM?
to document all the Mail It On Me episodes for our SSB Wiki article.
Oh my god!
I
Wait,
had to
so
go
this
back
is
to the first
literally.
Mail It On Me episode, November 21st, 2012.
How
Boom.
do you know that that was the date I announced it?
Well, here's one way you can know is
I
that
know because
there's
it was on a Wednesday.
365 days. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Each shift it one day forward each year that are not leap years. So if it was on a Wednesday, our first episode, that means that day is on a Friday 2 days later.
Oh my God, only Sheridan would even think of this method of.
Yeah.
Well,
So
it's simple.
2 years ago tomorrow, Sheridan, myself, Prague, and Cactuar sat on our computers in our basements and started Mail It On Me, the podcast. It's been a long
Historic day.
time since 2 years ago. It's been about 2 years. Mail It On Me was one of the most nerve-wracking things I've ever done. I was like so nervous on that first episode.
Watching the first episode.
That's so
I
funny.
should go back. I want to go back and watch that. Everybody, go back and watch that first episode.
They're
Actually,
all
I
on
think that
YouTube.
it's a reasonably good idea to rewatch it. I might rewatch it too.
Yeah.
I remember
hilarious.
feeling that episode 2 was amazing
Yeah.
compared to episode 1, but yeah. Are the notes still in this very document? Like if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you have season 1.
I bet.
archived them because I didn't want to have people scroll for years.
Wow.
The document's
Thanks,
getting
Charlie.
big. You just have to click once to get to the old agendas.
Oh,
Right.
nice.
Yes.
Where does that go?
Agenda.
I have to say, Bobby, your agendas are much uglier than the ones.
Then
I
what
can't even
ones?
read some of these.
Dude, my agendas were sick.
Yo, they were ugly as hell. There's like 5 different levels of bullet points.
Whatever, bro. That's because I took notes as we talked. You feel me?
Ah.
Oh my god, I'm scrolling forever. 39
know.
pages.
is only
45
the-
pages.
This is only
What
2
the-
seasons worth.
What the heck?
52 pages.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
wait, it's on page 49. Or 40.
I'm on page 45 and I'm in the middle of the scroll bar.
That's crazy. Romney
What?
2012,
Oh, wait.
episode
Hold
1.
on. Here we
48
go.
for me.
52. I'm at 52.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
there's a couple random things at the end though. 48 is where you want to be.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so funny.
Oh man, don't
Romney
touch this.
2012.
This is
Romney
like
2012. Anyway, sorry we just went down memory lane.
artifact.
Yeah, man. That's the start. Thank you all so much. There's probably some of you in the chat who have who've been watching from the beginning. Thank you all so much. We're so happy to continue doing this wonderful podcast to talk about what's going on in the Melee community. Hashtag AskMIOM on Twitter for any questions you may have. Do you want to do some live? I super have to go.
All right. I would love to do some live questions if you gotta go. Between
Okay,
the
does
rest of
anybody
us that are
mind
still here.
if I dip? I will answer questions on Twitter, by the way. I'll watch my Twitter after I go. Anybody opposed to that? All right, I'm so sorry. I hate leaving early. It's my least favorite thing to do. Joel Guy, I love you. Sheridan, I love you. Taffel, I love you. Shout outs to Matt Demers for hosting the stream for us.
Yes.
One more thing. Feel free to check out this YouTube video. It is a commercial for Terrible Tuesdays. Matt, if you don't mind playing this before you leave, that would be awesome. One of our amazing viewers posted it, and it's just like Ben SW being an idiot. It's like highlights from one of our Terrible Tuesdays. We're playing through Ocarina, and we do it every Tuesday. This coming Tuesday, we're not going to do it.
You should
but
play a different game.
Ocarina is amazing, so forget you. All right. I will be back, I guess, in 2 weeks, right? No, I'll see you guys tomorrow. We're going to stream Smash 4. So, peace out.
Ballin'.
All right, bye, guys.
There are currently no Ask MIOM results in this Twitter feed. It's either
I'll look at the chat. We can look at the chat for like the next little bit and see.
either
Oh.
nobody cares.
I have let me do a couple PSAs
Yeah.
while we're waiting. So PSA number 1, hotels run out quickly at Nationals, so I highly recommend booking early while you still have the sales price. It's like $99 for 2 beds a night for Apex.
Yeah, I already got my hotels. They were. Oh, this is the funny part. There were a limited number of rooms that had 2 double queen beds and a microwave and a fridge. Guess who got one? Yours truly. And
What are you
I'm
gonna
pretty sure
do
they're
with
all
that
sold out.
microwave and fridge, bro?
Well, okay. The strategy for nationals, the top
You
tier
bring your own
strategy
food?
is you go to a grocery store like right after you land. You stock up. You don't spend money on the garbage hotel food that's overpriced.
Yeah.
And that's what I plan to do. And that fridge is going to be full the whole weekend. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I agree. I seen Juggle Guy at MLG bring the fruit, and I was honestly really envious of him.
The best feeling when everybody's hungry as hell in the middle of the venue, doesn't want to leave. There's no food places nearby. You just pull out some fruit, from your bag. It's like, what now?
And then PSA number 2, on a lighter weekend in December, I'm going to be doing a 24-hour match analysis stream.
Woo!
What? Wait, like 24 hours
Straight.
marathon? You're staying up
From
critiquing matches?
Yes.
What?
Well, so here's what I'm going to be doing. So like the first, I'm going to break it up into hour segments where I talk about a certain topic. Like like where I'll look at matches that emphasize dash dancing on FD. I'll look at matches where players exploit the left platform on Yoshi's. I'll look at a match on how to do neutral versus on like floaty versus floaty. So I'll be doing 24 hours straight.
When is this?
It's gonna be sometime
next year?
in December when there's no like big tournaments.
Awesome.
So I don't know the date.
Big tournaments in December, I feel like.
Oh yeah,
So what do you
and
think?
then
Probably like 8 a.m. to 8 a.m.
Yeah. Hopefully I don't die, or I'm gonna be needing a lot of water too.
I mean, Gatsu went, what, 50 hours? How long did he go without stopping to play Smash? And he was playing.
72 hours.
That's Smash Fest.
Oh my god. How is he alive?
Something ridiculous.
So Dark Rain lost to a guy who stayed up for 72 straight hours in a money match 5-0. Is that what you're saying?
Something like that. SSBM rank comes out on December 1st.
Ooh.
Nice.
Sick with it.
I actually prepared this year because last year I didn't know I was going to get the wrath of everybody every day on social media. Email. I actually did get one death threat by a random scrub into my Gmail account.
Nice, dude. That's how you know you made it.
Damn.
Yeah, what Sheridan said. Yes.
I am mentally prepared this year, though.
Sick.
Okay, so those are my PSAs. Do we have questions? I was just kind of stalling until we got questions.
We got our first question in Ask MIOM. QQ asks, can somebody convince Scar to take himself seriously as a competitor again? Do you think he'll ever compete seriously again? I'm going to say no.
I don't know.
I think the ship has sailed on that.
I predict he will have at least one burst of activity. Probably post Apex.
Like if you look at the tournament videos from 2009 and 2010 Scar, and then you look at like this year, I feel terrible for saying I think he was better back then. Like just straight up better, not accounting for everybody else's skill. So like I don't think he'll ever stop attending tournaments. Like he loves the game more than just as much as everyone else. He's gonna do commentary. He's gonna hang out with people. Keep putting in work, contributing through his job at Twitch. But I don't see him competing like super high level again.
Right.
Yeah. He didn't even enter. He didn't even enter the tournament last weekend, and he was there.
Well, I think he said he could. I think he said he could only show up for one day or something. Which to
Oh,
me
okay.
means
Yeah,
he
he wasn't
thought
there.
that
I
he
think
was
too.
definitely going to make it out of pools.
That's true. Only 32 people made it out.
No. We only
yeah.
did round 1 pools the first day. So 72
Oh,
made it
okay.
out.
Okay.
Who's the best player not to make it out of pools? Was it Jeff?
Jeff.
Mike
Yeah.
Hayes?
Well,
Gotta
Jeff's
be.
better than Mike Hayes, so yeah. Gosh.
So
I
sad.
mean, that's the first thing I would think of, but I can't remember who. All these pools were insane, by the way.
Dude,
The
that
round
pool
2
with
pools.
Zach, Flash, West Balls, and Azusa was like
Yeah.
disgusting.
Actually, whoever didn't
Like
make
no
it
one
out of
else
that
even has
pool.
a chance.
Wait.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
that was
Okay.
top
All those
four
four.
making it. So
Yeah,
those
that's right.
four...
Yeah.
Oh wait a minute, did Azusa
It was
even
top
make it?
4.
I didn't see him in the final bracket. So
He might have been
Uh,
eighth. I don't know.
No, I put him in as Azusa.
Okay.
okay, so Azusa or Jeff, whoever you consider is better, is probably the
Yeah.
best player not to make it out of pools.
Yeah.
Oh wow, he didn't make it out. I'm shocked.
Who
Or
was it?
we might put Toph up there too. He didn't make it out.
Yeah.
Dude, no, Zeus is better.
Yeah, apparently he got
Hard to
wobbled
say.
by Delphiki.
Oh. That was
Zoo
that.
and Toph
No.
apparently
Okay.
both
Yeah.
lost. They got wobbled by
Delphiki got
Delphiki.
second in that pool
Yeah. So
because
Dude,
he had a.
Sheridan,
By
I
the way,
feel like
I
West
did
Coast.
head to head in the tiebreak.
Okay, sure. I feel like West Coast as a TO, it'd be so scary. I feel like you're playing God with the bracket because there's so many good players that one matchup here and there change could
Yeah.
literally change the entire composition of the top 8.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
To make the pools initially, I wrote a random number generating script on my computer to do
Right.
it, and
But like there's 8 first
then
seeds coming
adjusted
out
it.
of pools,
Right.
so you don't want like Hacks and Mutaking to be like the first.
Right. Yes. Well, that's not that hard to switch around.
Yeah.
You just have to worry about people not playing each other in the same pools. So I pretty much what I did was I just only looked at the top 8 and made sure that seating was good. And then looked at any pools, conflicts, and then I also did one for like micro region conflicts, like.
Dude, Zach, I love Zach's bracket. He literally plays every Fox except for Hacks, like in a row. Fiction, Silent Wolf. If he won that, it would have been lucky, but he lost that, so he played Kobold and Losers, and then Pew Pew.
That's really interesting because if he beats
Lucky.
Silent Wolf, if he beat Lucky, if he beats Silent Wolf, so he would have gone through the Fox round robin again, and then if Hacks won, that would have been the exact result for him from the Fox round robin because he got second in that, losing to Hacks.
And I feel like Pew Pew, honestly, he finished 7th, but I thought he could have easily taken first with just like he played a little bit, suboptimally against Lucky. If he beats Lucky, he already beat Silent Wolf.
Yeah.
He beat Silent Wolf convincingly in round 2 pool. So say he wins that, and I think he has a great shot against Hacks.
Yeah.
Dude, it's kind of scary. 7th place. I mean, you look at this bracket; they could have easily taken first. I don't want to say easily, but it's like the top 8 composition was so volatile.
Yeah. I think that's like a good point because like I hate like when I have to justify rankings like, well, this player got like 7th in this like bracket, but like variance is such a bitch, and like you can get 33rd or 5th at like a national, like depending on like how fortunate.
Well, Dandis got 33rd, losing to 2 top 6 finishers at Big House. That sucks.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I tell you the story of how I bought Ladandis like in this tournament?
What happened?
So I lost game 1, and in game 2 he took the first stock, and then I got bowbacked. I bowbacked at like 19 on my next stock, so I was down 2 full stocks, and I was like, I'm gonna give up. There's no way I could win. And then like I pretty much I pretty much come back and win that, like barely getting hit at all, and then I bop him in game 3.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Shout out to Laudanus choking. All right, we got our next Ask the MIOM question. Matt asks, will there be any price increases for Apex from now until the end of registration? If so, when are those price increases going to take place? Good question. I would say like 99% certainty that there will be price increases,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
they're not announced yet. Something that national TOs do sometimes is they announce registration, they kind of gauge interest, they set a price point. It's $35 venue fee for Apex's case, and then they say, okay, $5 increase. They kind of make decisions after they've gauged interest based on social media and like initial registration numbers. So I would expect them to announce that later.
Yeah, still 2 months, but I would expect the first price increase to come no later than like 4 weeks from now.
Mid-December, right?
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, no later than Christmas, I would think. So on the safe side, if you make your plans within the next 2 or 3 weeks, I think you should be good. But it's honestly baffled me how, a $5 increase is going to make everybody, jump, out of their seat and make plans when, like, there's a lot of other factors you could be doing to save $5.
Right.
So yeah,
But
no, I don't know.
it's one that's right in front of you, I guess.
It
People,
is. Yeah.
there's so many irrational things that people do with how they spend
Right.
money. So
Like, though, okay, this is the funny part. They will jump out of their seat to register before paying $5 extra venue fee, but they're gonna wait until the end to buy their plane tickets.
plane
And
tickets,
pay like
yeah.
$50 extra because they
Yeah.
waited. This happens with like everybody. It's so funny. Yeah. Honestly, if you know you're going, if I would just do it now. If you have to wait till you can see if your school exam schedule or if you can get days off work, then okay, fine. You should probably wait till the end and just eat the $5 or $10 extra in venue fee.
Like, not to sound pretentious, but like I look at people and if they're like working like a retail job, like by you not buying your plane ticket early, you're working an extra 12 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Like-
Yeah, people don't really realize that their sense of urgency is like in the wrong place a lot, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Roy Energy asks, what's the funniest thing each of you think has happened on the podcast?
I think there's a lot of like little funny on the spot moments, but
Yeah.
not enough to be like memorable.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. I can't remember.
Okay,
anything in particular.
I think my funniest one is we had this plan for the live at Evo 2013 show. It was going to be me, Sheridan, Scar, and Prague.
Yeah.
And then, Prague has to be roped into like helping get setups at the venue, and it's like, okay, which is great for him. But then we're like, we need a fourth, and we're walking to the car about to drive to this person's house to do our show. Who's going to be our fourth?
Yeah.
And Toasty is like walking next to us. He says, guys, you got a fourth. Let's go. And then we kind of just look at each other like, yeah, fuck it. We're doing this.
Yeah.
Toasty, welcome to the team. You're doing
fun.
a live podcast with us. So if
Signed
you go
a
back
one-day
and watch
contract. One-day
yeah,
contract.
that
for
one
Melee
day MIOM contract, unpaid internship by Toasty. You go back and watch that Evo 2013 episode, you'll notice me, Scar, Sheridan, and Toasty.
Dude, do you know the story of how Toasty got his name?
No, I feel like I've heard it, but I forgot.
Oh, I think it's great. So like, so you know those color swatches that you use to like match paint on the wall, or yeah. So he wanted to see like what one matched his skin, and they always have like names that like are really evocative of
funny names.
So the one that matched his skin tone was called Toasty.
Oh, that is so funny.
I think that's excellent. Yeah.
Yeah. Next. Thrash asks, want to give shout outs to any higher quality underrated streamers.
Showdown GG, definitely amazing.
Absolutely. Like after this weekend, I was from the perspective of Stream Monster, like I I was super impressed with their production.
I think
They had
everybody
2
knows
streams.
now. Yeah.
It was phenomenal. Showdown, the PGH and Neo stream, Pittsburgh Northeast Ohio stream is like super high quality. They've got a guy running it named Carmen Beanwolf, and he's like a mini gamer, dude. He's a beast at streaming. The quality is ridiculous, and they have a banner at the bottom that scrolls match results based on a challenge feed. So it's like automated, and it's kind of like the bottom line for ESPN. It's really cool.
We do that. The Showdown does that, but they do it. They post it in the chat. But I always thought that the scrolling thing would be great too.
Yeah, like for me personally, I hate clutter on stream layout, so I wouldn't do it. But I think it's amazing as like something for locals to add content.
Absolutely.
Curtis,
What else is good?
CG Cyclone asks, do you think Smash 4 will be a better gateway game for new players? Will people who are good at Smash 4 be tempted to move to Melee? This is interesting. So with Brawl, we saw people like Fiction, Mike Hayes.
Mike Hayes had already played Melee before.
Okay. Yeah. I assume Fiction had too.
Fiction did.
Yeah. The point is, a lot of Brawl players, after being at the top in Brawl, they did move back to Melee. I think if you that there is a shared experience, like a lot of people are playing Melee, it's a legit thing. You're not going to be wasting your time by going back to Melee. If you can see that as a new player or a top player in the new game, then I think there's every reason to go back and develop your skill back in Melee. I think people will be motivated to do that eventually.
But what about the new people who are just coming into the tournament scene in general?
That's tougher to say. I think if they are, if they're good at Smash and they appreciate some Smash fundamentals, then and they want to try something new, like a faster-paced game with a lot higher of a technical ceiling, then yeah, I think you will see some new players play Melee too. I don't know about dropping Smash 4 for Melee, but I think you'll see some people who are new play Smash 4 competitively, and then after a year or two, they're going to be playing Smash 4 and Melee competitively, just because I think Melee is not going anywhere as a spectator sport.
Yeah, but do we think that, like, is there any difference between, I mean, we know that Smash 4 and Brawl are different games. Is there anything different about them that you think makes one or the other more likely to bring people over to Melee, or is it just, I mean, is really what's bringing people over to Melee just kind of the state of the community more than the quality of the game?
I think it's both, but the community is like absolutely a huge part of it too. Something I didn't think about is it might be harder. Like a lot of new players, like teenagers, middle school, high school kids, they come up to me like they've never seen a CRT TV before until they come to one of my tournaments. That's really scary to me. Like the generation of Smashers, coming in, the really young people.
I can't wait until the first. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it might be hard for them to go like, oh, this is an HD TV. Smash 4 is all I've ever known. HDMI ports and everything. Wait, we have to play with these dinosaur TVs like on Melee. So that to me is interesting. It might be a slight barrier to entry just because
that's true.
You have to go to Craigslist and get a CRT TV. At this point, there's no Melee HD remake yet, so
yeah, that
might make it a lot harder. I hadn't thought about that till now.
I'm waiting for the first person who was born after the release of Melee to like place highly at a tournament or get ranked.
There are definitely attendees. I don't know about top players yet, like, but there are definitely people with birthdays in the 2000s starting to creep up and take names.
I mean, Melee is a teenager now.
Melee is a teenager as of
the release
tomorrow in Japan. That's
was
so
it
crazy.
The 20? Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, November 21st is not only Melee's Japanese birthday and not only Melee Onmi's birthday, but I think Smash 64 also.
Wow. And
Well,
the-
it makes sense.
and
Yeah.
3D and Smash 4. Wow.
And
Great
yeah, now
job.
Smash 4. Yep. It does make
It makes
sense for Black
sense.
Friday. Like that's the big business play for these video game developers. Before Black Friday, before Christmas,
Yeah.
get their sales just on steroids from the beginning. Can we talk about this article a little bit? The tier list article?
Sure.
I think it's so cool.
I read this
I
too.
think it's fascinating. I thought it was gonna be really clickbaity at first, but it actually turned out to be like really informative.
Yeah, this was a well-written article. I don't know how like in the know the guy who wrote this is, but he did a great job researching. I didn't even know there were that many tier lists. I thought there was just like
Yeah.
3 or 4 tier lists, but turns out there's been, I guess, some knockoffs, some unofficial ones, but
I wonder if
you
you count. I know that there was an April Fool's tier list, and I know Jigglypuff was second on it, and he did not include that. So he used his judgment.
So yeah.
That tier list was in like 2004 or 5, and a lot of people were fooled by it.
Yeah, I only remember the tier list when I first joined, or when I first found out about competitive Melee. It was still Sheik, Fox, Marth, I think.
Yeah.
So when I look at this chart, I believe that's around 2005 or so, and then Sheik drops, and she never gets back above third.
When I first found the tier list, my main was Roy. And
oh no way!
That was an influential moment in my life. I had only played my roommates at the time.
The Puff. Like why did you transition?
I played Roy with my roommate, and we played all sorts of characters, and he was like, you know what, I think your Jigglypuff's better than your Roy. So the first tournament I ever went to was TG6 August 21st, 2004. So I went Jigglypuff at that one instead of Roy.
Okay.
Which I was planning on going Roy before he said that.
Yeah, I like how so Falcon, Ice Climbers, and Peach have all kind of leveled off.
Yeah.
They've been 6, 7, and 8 for the last 3 tier lists.
Ice Climbers will be 8 forever.
I think so too. I do think Peach might move up over Puff on the next one.
Maybe.
Puff's 5 right now.
I could see it's within the realm of possibility for Ice Climbers and Falcon to switch.
Yes, but I still think Falcon's slightly better.
I do too, but I'm talking about like in the next year or so.
You also have to. Yeah, I don't know. There's not enough. Until recently, there haven't been enough
people coming out. Yeah.
Yeah, there are more now. Yeah.
I think Ice Climbers is probably one of the most polarizing things to place.
No way. I think pretty much everybody thinks Ice Climbers are 8th.
I think they're 8th.
I remember on the last tier list voting, I don't think a single person put them not 8th.
Falcon was 7.0, so every single person put them 7th. I think Ice Climbers was like 8.05 or something, so there's like one person who put them 9th, maybe. But yeah, you're right. Almost everybody put them 8th.
Huh. Who was the biggest jump? Like, I feel like, when you have like a come to prominence moment, like certain characters just jump significantly.
Well,
like,
I mean,
so Yoshi is absolutely 100% going to be the biggest jumper on the next tier list. Currently, he's 18th, 17th.
I think it's 18th.
He's 18th. Yoshi's definitely going to jump up at least 4 spots easily. Maybe 5. We'll see when the votes come out.
Oh, should you announce?
Yeah, it's got to go above Donkey Kong, Link, Young Link.
Yeah, we might as well announce. So
I guess he could. I could see him go 3 spots, but not 4.
Melee on me.
No way he's better than Mario, Luigi,
Whoa.
Ganon.
Yoshi is gonna be above Mario, bruh.
I don't think so.
Did you?
I really don't think so.
Is AMSA invisible to you? Is AMSA just not a thing?
Yes.
No, he's quite visible, and I have built my own interpretation of his results into my my prediction.
You know, I don't care if it's all gimmicky, and I don't care if Flash beats him every time in Japan. Yoshi's not the 18th best character in the game. He's
No.
much better than.
I
He is
can't
much-
see him be better than 15th. There's no way he's better than Mario or Ganon. That's just insane. Or Luigi.
I think he's better than Ganon.
No way. No way, Bray.
That's an interesting one.
So how are we gonna settle this, Rob? How are we gonna determine the next tier list?
Melee Donmi will be taking initiative on the next tier list. The timeline is still fuzzy, but you should look for that sometime after SSBM rank. That's going to be a project, and it's going to be Melee Donmi endorsed. The last tier list was in early 2013, and there's been enough metagame development for us to do a new one. So look forward to it. We'll have more info around the new year.
Ballin'.
Indeed. Okay, so Ganondorf's 12th right now. Okay, 9 through 14. This has to change. Right now it's Doc, Pikachu, Samus, Ganon, Luigi, Mario. Ganon should go down at like 3 spots, I think. Two or 3 spots. I think Pikachu should be 9. I'm gonna put Samus 10, Luigi 11. I'm tempted to put Yoshi 12. I think he's that good.
I just don't know about Pikachu.
I
really don't know. I don't see anybody at all doing it besides Hacks.
Axe?
Right.
Axe.
There's been characters like that though. You gotta like Ganondorf would not be there without Kage. Without Kage, Ganondorf would be where Yoshi is.
But I think there are enough second tier Ganons to fill out that spot.
Okay.
Name one second tier Pikachu player?
Yeah, you're right. I guess
Pikachu. Anther,
Pikachu. Yeah, you're right.
I don't know if Esam still plays Pikachu in tournament.
And then Yoshi would be even worse, right? There's literally the second best Yoshi. I don't even know who it is. Probably Little Fumi
Vector
or.
Man?
I mean, if you're not entering tournaments.
Oh yeah.
You're dead to me. You're irrelevant to me.
Dude,
I mean, Ganondorf. That's why Ganondorf's going down. Kage's entered 2 tournaments in the last 12 months.
Wow.
There's an interesting argument, like there's tiers and then there's players that are exceptions to the rule that are actually just really good, like at the game in general. Like if you have them pick, if you get Axe or Amsa to pick another character, they would still be really good.
We know that with Axe's Falco.
Okay.
Yeah.
So so it's hard to do these one of a kind players because it's like how much do you attribute it to that they're good, just good at the game.
Yeah.
Right.
You just gotta go with the empirical evidence.
Yeah.
You gotta go with the results. If this was a theoretical, there's the theoretical tier list, there's empirical results tier list, and there's opinion tier list. And I think every single tier list so far has been empirical evidence, and we should continue to do that. There's no point in saying theoretically, Marth should never get hit or whatever. Okay, yeah, fine, but that's never going to happen. Practically, it's not possible.
Yeah.
So,
but I feel like for the most part, I agree with it. But I feel like the straight empirical approach doesn't take into account what Tabakins was talking about, which is the player raising the character. And because I mean, I think if you take the 100% pure naive results based one, then you end up putting Peach third or fourth because of Armada.
Yes. Okay.
I give the example of Warcraft, in a sense of Oric for the longest time was considered the worst race in the game, but there's Grubby who is just significantly better than everybody. And he was winning tournaments, but no other Oric was seeing that same level of success, even though there were a lot of Oric players too. Does that make sense?
I mean, it's the same thing, but
yeah.
if I understand it.
Yeah.
You should ask Nicholas M. Whittier about that.
Yeah,
You
I
know
should.
about yeah.
Yeah, I know about him in
Yeah.
his old days. I played him once in ladder and got destroyed.
Nice.
Okay.
Nick M. Whit.
Destiny fan 21 wants to know what our Apex top 8 predictions are. I know it's super early, but I'm interested in your top 8 predictions.
I'm gonna have to say PPMD first.
Whoa!
Wow.
Whoa! Gonna go ahead and disagree with that one.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that you've now cursed PPMD. I'm sorry,
Oh,
Kevin
I
Danny.
see what you're saying. I see. So, okay. So PPMD is gonna get 17th, is what you're saying. Predicted
No,
Hungry
he's getting
Box first
17th.
at Big House, he got 9th. You predicted MTK first at Do You Fox With It, he got 13th. PPMD is gonna get 17th at Apex because of Mr. Daniel Lee Tafelkin's predictions.
You know, it's so hard because so much of it depends on the bracket. Like, I feel like if Armada makes it
bracket-
to winners finals without playing Leffen, then he'll win.
Dude,
Yeah.
I know for a fact that Mango's probably gonna get drunk. Like, I already eliminate him.
Mango has not won an Apex. So yeah, I definitely don't have him winning.
Dude, his like record's like 25th, 4th, like 3rd. Like he does terrible at Apexes.
Okay, here's what I wonder though. You know, we made this prediction about. Well, for the record, me and Bobby both had faith in the kid. We did not sleep on the
I don't
kid.
know how you guys.
I
I have no idea. You cannot tell me that in your brain of brains you thought Mango was actually going to win the tournament Friday before Big House. You cannot tell me that. He's playing All-Star mode.
I was
his
this
stream for the
close.
last
I was
2
this
weeks.
close to saying Armada. I was this close to saying Armada.
All right, I'm just
I
going
had
to
to
say
say
I'm
Mango.
just going to say it.
But I
Apex
think you're
top eight,
forgetting, you
Armada.
know, Mango's got a sponsor now, and he's not just responsible to himself. So I don't
Yep,
know.
that is-
I don't know if that changes
that is-
things.
He doesn't even want to go to the tournament though.
Yeah, like I feel like you wanna. Okay.
Like if
Yeah,
you just tell
you
him
need
the
to
Eagles, like
win.
if you tell him that the Eagles are no longer in the playoffs or even playing in the playoffs, he'll get depressed and drink the whole
If
weekend.
the Eagles
Well,
are in the
it'll
Super
be-
Bowl, literally he'll skip top 8 and watch the Eagles.
Oh yeah,
That's a very
Yeah.
real possibility.
but that's unlikely.
Armada number 1. I'm saying it right now.
too.
I'm gonna say Mute King number 2. This super controversial pick. He steps it up
dig that. I
at
can dig
Apex.
that.
I'll go with Hungry Box 3, Leffen 4, PP 5th. Then it gets really tough. Like then you enter that realm of like, I'll
Is
I'll
PP
just
going
say-
for sure?
Yeah,
I mean, he
according to his
said
blog.
3 months ago. He said I'm not going to any tournaments until Apex. I don't know how
Oh.
he decided that, but
Okay.
said my next tournament will be Apex. He straight up said that.
All right.
After that, I'm gonna say Axe recovers from his recent, couple stumbles, and I think he'll take 5th along with PP. And then S2J 7th. Let's go.
No, that's not happening.
That's the hope. That's the dream pick.
I can't be too chalky with these picks. All right, I got like.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I forgot about Mango, right?
Or did you?
That's a problem.
He's gonna
Putting
go
Mango
Mango,
5th with PP, and then I'm putting Hacks and Axe in 7th.
Mango
All
more.
right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Mango, Leffen, Mewtwo King, Hungry Box, and then 5th will be PP and Hacks.
You're forgetting Armada, aren't you?
I said Armada number 1.
Oh, I thought you said Mango and Leffen.
No. Armada, Leffen.
Fine.
Armada, Leffen, Mewtwo King, Hungry Box. 5th will be PP and Hacks, and 7th will be Mango and
You know, my bold prediction: Hungry Box gets 13th.
Oh, oh!
Good
I
lord.
mean, it's very possible. There's so many foxes now where like if Hungry Box slips up for a couple stocks, like he's in grave danger of losing the set.
Like,
you know?
can we count how many foxes there are that are a threat to Hungry Box now? There's
So many.
like just like
Yeah.
think about it. Like he could play somebody in like top 16 winners
Yeah.
and like lose and then like lose to another fox and like losers.
Mango, Leffen, Lucky, Silent Wolf, Hacks.
I'm gonna put Fly Amanita in 7th
Okay.
with Mango.
All right. Fair enough.
Like Fiction could, I think Fiction can do it. There's countless foxes that can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did Fiction
Maybe I
take a
should
game
put
last?
Fiction in. Maybe I should put Fiction in instead.
Mm-hmm.
I think I gotta add another fox to it. I really do. Yeah.
Not Joey.
I'm gonna say Fiction.
Ooh. All right.
Like he
And then ninth will be Silent Wolf, Lucky, Fly, and
Pew pew.
Pew pew you.
Yeah, Kevin's gotten 9th at like the last 3 nationals or something.
dude, people sleep on like people who get 9th, I feel like.
Yeah, that's like getting 10th at the World Series of Poker. Nobody knows that you didn't make the final table, you didn't make the top 8. You
Yeah.
did a hell of a tournament. You're just like an inch below the people who got 7th and 5th.
You probably won like $35,000 or something.
Oh, probably more than that.
More than that.
Okay,
You
I don't
win
know.
like 600,000 roughly.
600,000 for making next to
For
last
10?
table.
Yeah.
Woo!
Holy-
Like if you
I
get
can't
like
believe it.
9th, you get like almost $1 million.
oh my goodness.
Woo! We are in the wrong game, gentlemen.
One of my friends, Doug Kim, got 6 and won like 2.4.
Holy
At the
crap.
World Series of Poker main event?
Yeah,
Oh,
the one that
my-
the year that Jamie Gold won.
Oh man. Oof.
I remember the first year that I took an interest in poker, Chris Moneymaker won, and that was like his first
That's the
tournament.
year everyone
And then he
interested in
got
poker.
he went out in the first table the next year.
That's what happens, dude.
Yeah.
You should have just retired.
Well, him entering gets him like $100,000 from like publicity.
Oh yeah, probably.
Like he gets so
Yeah.
much money. Like his ticket was
Sponsorship.
paid for by PokerStars.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those sponsorships are like real sponsorships. Like if you wear like just like their logos, or if you like say like I'm with PokerStars and you get to the final table, like you get $1 million. Like if you
Bonus.
and like between the time like you like because the final table is now like 3 months after like your after like they decide who's in the final table.
Yeah. It's really interesting to take a break now.
It's interesting because they study each other like crazy, and they practice like those situations. But like you can sign with a sponsor, and just like wearing their shirt will get you like $1 million.
Quick question: do either of you remember who Dewan beat to get into top 8 at the first